Hey everyone, what's up? This is Zach, and I am here with a random topic or list video, whatever you want to call this. So this is going to be a list of movie franchises where I think that the first two are the best in that franchise. Keep in mind, this is only just my opinion, and of course, let me know down in the comments, what movie franchises can you think of where the first two are the best in your opinion? So let's go ahead and get started with this list. This is in no particular order, and I have about 8 franchises here to go over. So, first one I'm going to mention here is a pretty obvious choice. I think that this is one that a lot of people would agree with me on, and that is The Terminator. The first 2 Terminator movies are definitely the best in the whole franchise. I mean, when it comes to the Terminator fans, you'll hear different opinions on which is truly the best. Sometimes you may hear that the first film is the best. Sometimes you may hear that the second film is the best. I'm a part of the opinion that the second film is the best. I think the second film just took what worked in the first one and made it even better. And I know that in the first Terminator, Arnold was a villain in that one. And I do like that he is pretty much the hero in the second one. So yeah, but the first 2 Terminator films are great. You can't go wrong with either of these movies. They're both great. And the first Terminator movie is arguably a horror film, so there's that too. So I like the first 2 Terminator movies a lot. Now, Terminator 2, I know, is often regarded as one of the greatest action movies of all time. I would maybe agree, except the only thing I'm not crazy about this movie is the length of the movie. I think that Terminator 2, it's a little too long for its own good. I probably would like this movie a lot more if it was trimmed down a bit, but nonetheless, I think it's a solid movie. I do like Terminator 2 a lot. So Terminator is definitely a franchise that comes to mind for me. Next, we've got Rambo. I'm not sure how some people will feel about this one because I know that a lot of people love the third movie, but for me personally, the first 2 are the best in the Rambo series, which are, of course, First Blood and First Blood Part 2. Both great movies. I have my days where I like the first one more, and I have my days where I like the second film more, but both are great movies and they're classics, and they're definitely worth checking out if you haven't seen them. I mean, Sylvester Stallone, this is one of his biggest franchises, of course, Rambo, and I like that the first film, you have him going up against these crazy cops, and then in the second film, he is more of a soldier in that one, where he goes and rescues the forgotten soldiers, and I think that film has some of the best action in the franchise. So Rambo is definitely a franchise that comes to mind for me when it comes to movie franchises where I think the first 2 are the best. Next, we've got The Matrix. This is another one that I think some people will agree with me on, because I think that the first Matrix movie and Matrix Reloaded are the best films in the franchise. The original Matrix movie is, of course, a classic and definitely one of my favorite Keanu Reeves movies too, and it was a big game changer in the world of action and sci-fi. I mean, this really set a new ground for the action and sci-fi genre, you could say. And of course, you have the second movie, Reloaded, which I think is kind of underrated too. So yeah, I dig the combat in these movies, the fights and everything, and Keanu definitely does very good. So The Matrix is definitely a franchise that is worth mentioning, and definitely a franchise that I feel where the first 2 films are the best. So next movie franchise we got is Jaws. Another one that I feel a lot of people will agree with me on. When it comes to Jaws, the first 2 are definitely the best. Now, I know that some people don't like Jaws 2. I like Jaws 2. Is it as good as the first? No, but I think Jaws 2 is, dare I say, kind of underrated. I do like this film, and I do like the way that they kill off the shark too at the end of this movie. I think it's something a little different. Of course, maybe not as satisfying as the end of the first Jaws movie, but overall, I think Jaws 2 is a solid sequel, a worthy sequel, and Jaws, the original one, is definitely the best in terms of the whole Jaws series. I mean, of course, Roy Scheider's performance in this is great. One of his best roles for sure. And of course, the way they kill the shark in this one is very cool as well, when they blow the shark up at the end. And yeah, it's basically a horror movie. Of course, you have the beach attack scene in this one. And yeah, it's a solid movie, and it's a classic. Definitely a classic, and it's a movie that must be watched by everyone. So Jaws, definitely a franchise that comes to mind for me personally. Okay, so the next franchise, now this is one that I feel a lot of people will agree with as well, and that is The Expendables. There are currently 4 Expendables movies. Hopefully they don't make any more, but I guess we'll see what happens. But yeah, when it comes to The Expendables, the first 2 are definitely the best. The third one I think is okay. I don't think that film is as bad as some people say it is. And I do like that Mel Gibson plays the bad guy in that one, and he's a really good actor. The Expendables 4 is not that great of a movie, and having Megan Fox be in that movie, I don't know what they were thinking there, but yeah, Expendables 4 is kind of just meh for me nowadays. The first 2 Expendables movies are definitely the best, though. The first film is definitely the darkest in the franchise, and yeah, when the first one came out, it was a big deal because you have all of these action stars in the same movie. Of course, you have Sylvester Stallone. Now, Arnold really didn't have much to do in the first one, not like he did in the second movie, but yeah, of course, you have Stallone, you have Jason Statham, and you also have Jet Li and Dolph Lundgren, who is actually one of my favorite action stars. Mickey Rourke is also in the first Expendables movie, but yeah, I do remember my first time watching the first Expendables and just being very intrigued by it, and just being intrigued by the action. And yeah, it's a pretty violent film too, and definitely the darkest of the Expendables franchise. But yeah, I do like the first Expendables movie, but I actually have my days where I might like the second one more than the first. And I do like that Arnold has more to do with the second movie than the first. And I do like with the second movie, you have more action stars. You have Jean-Claude Van Damme as the bad guy, which very good choice to play the bad guy for sure. And Scott Adkins, he pretty much plays his sidekick. And yeah, I do like the stuff with Scott Adkins, and I know that he has expressed before that he wished that fight between him and Jason Statham would have been longer, but it is still cool nonetheless that Jason Statham and Scott Adkins did do a fight together in this movie. So, yeah, and I know that Jet Li was in this movie less than he was in the first. He wasn't in this movie as much as he was in the first, but I think that's because he was doing another movie at the time, so he didn't have much time to do the Expendables sequel, and, you know, his schedule just kind of got in the way of everything. So, yeah, but Expendables 2, it's a good sequel. I do like this one. So the first 2 Expendables movies, definitely the best in the Expendables franchise. So next we've got TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, of course. Now, some might say that this one's not really a fair choice because there's many Ninja Turtles movies for sure, but I'm talking the 90s trilogy. And I know that there's only been 3 of them, the 3 live-action ones of the 90s, but yeah, I think that this is one that obviously a lot of people will agree on. You won't see many fans say that the third film is the best or the second best even. That's just not something that you hear every day, but I think the third one is okay, but it's definitely a step down from the first 2. But the first 2 TMNT movies are great. They're classics. The first one I might like just a little bit more than the second, but I do like what they've done with the second movie by, of course, adding more characters. I think Taka is in the second one, and yeah, definitely a cool character. But yeah, I do like the other mutated animals in the sequel, which is Secret of the Ooze. And of course, Shredder returns in that one, who was in the first movie. But I do like how dark the first movie is, and of course, you have all the turtles, Leonardo, Michelangelo, Raphael, and Donatello. You have Master Splinter. I mean, just such iconic characters. And yeah, so TMNT, this is another franchise that I feel the first two are the best, and I don't think anyone would disagree on that. Okay, so next we've got Ip Man with Donnie Yen. Just to clarify, the Donnie Yen saga of Ip Man movies, the first two are definitely the best. And this is one that, once again, I doubt many people will disagree on, because when it comes to Ip Man, the first two I do think are the best. Of course, the first one is my favorite of the Ip Man series, and I know that Ip Man is based on a real-life person. He was the guy that trained Bruce Lee, and I know for a lot of people, they were disappointed that Bruce Lee didn't have much to do with these movies. I know that there was somebody that played him in the fourth movie, but you have to remember, these movies are called Ip Man, not Bruce Lee, you know? I mean, yeah, would it have been nice to see more Bruce Lee, or, you know, an actor portraying Bruce Lee? Yeah, but, I mean, these movies are about Ip Man, of course, but, of course, the first Ip Man movie is great, and maybe one of my favorite martial arts movies, to be honest. I really dig the first Ip Man film, and that fight where he's fighting the 10 black belts all at once, that scene is awesome. Maybe one of the best scenes in all of martial arts cinema, and probably my favorite scene in the whole movie. I really like that one, that fight, but the whole movie is solid. I really like the story to the first Ip Man, and then the second film I do like as well. I do like that Sammo Hung is in the second Ip Man film. Ip Man is definitely one that had to make this list. So the last film franchise I'm going to mention here is Rush Hour, which I know while some people may agree with this one, some people may also say that it's unfair because there's only 3 movies, at least so far. I know that a 4th movie is in the works, which I'm kind of intrigued by. I'm kind of looking forward to. I'm a bit worried about it because, I mean, I don't know how you can get away with making a Rush Hour film in today's day and age, but I guess we'll see what they do with it. But I think either way, it still won't be better than the first 2 movies. Now, the third Rush Hour movie, I think is okay, but it's definitely a step down from the first 2. But the first 2 Rush Hour movies, I don't know, man. Those 2 movies, they would probably be on my top 50 movies of all time list, to be honest. I really love the first 2 Rush Hour films, and once again, I doubt anyone would disagree that the first 2 are the best. Sometimes you'll hear that the first one is someone's favorite. Sometimes you'll hear that the second one is someone's favorite. For me, I would say that the second one is my favorite, but I love both movies. They're both classics. I mean, the first movie, of course, Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker, they do great. Their chemistry together is just so funny, and these movies are just so hilarious. The dialogue and the jokes and everything, definitely great. And I do like that Zhang Ziyi plays a villain in the second movie. And again, the second movie I might like more than the first, but the first one is really darn close for me. But yeah, these are both very funny movies, both humorous movies. I mean, such quotable lines in these movies for sure. Of course, Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan. I do like the line in the first one where Jackie Chan says, "Oh, this won't work. I'm not 6'1", when Chris Tucker hands him his badge or his wallet. Just so funny. And yeah, definitely a great action comedy franchise for sure. So Rush Hour, the first 2 movies are definitely the best, I would say. So let me know what you think. What do you think of my choices? And of course, once again, let me know what franchises you can think of where the first 2 movies are the best in the comments. So with that said, thank you for watching, take care, and have a good one.